Hey guys, Grant here. I would like to talk about something that's, I don't know, I guess it's a little different. It's thinking outside the box. And I've got a fun story that goes along with this, but let me enter this by saying that I personally believe that many people become real estate agents because they are great entrepreneurs. However, I feel that real estate training and real estate brokerages, the way they run, they beat the entrepreneur right out of you. I mean, they literally teach you how not to think. And that's a bad thing. There is an app that I used to spend a lot of time on called Clubhouse. Many of you might have heard of it. It's just, imagine random TED Talks in random rooms all day long. And of course, real estate agents would have tons of rooms. One of them that I would like to frequent while I was working on other things was cold calling rooms. So these are rooms in which agents are live cold calling FSBOs and expireds and circuit prospecting and all this stuff all day long. And I just very vividly remember one situation in which I was listening to an agent in Tampa Bay, and she was calling for sale by owners. She called one, had a very long conversation with him. At the end of it, the guy revealed to her, like, look, I'm going to be getting remarried, and once we have the combined incomes, I'm going to need to buy a bigger house for our blended families because we have more kids, and this house just isn't going to be big enough. So this for sale by owner is revealing to this person, once I sell this house, I'm going to need a bigger, nicer house. And the FSBO just kept pushing and pushing to the agent kept pushing and pushing this FSBO to, pay this high commission, and you're going to want these open houses, and you're going to want all this stuff. And at the end of the day, the guy said, you know what, I appreciate you reaching out, but we have a local agent who only charged 1% full service to list houses. And it was very cool because it wound up being one of our offices, which was awesome. But it was amazing to me that this agent couldn't pull back and just say to themselves, well, this person needs to sell this house and then they're going to buy a house. Why wouldn't I just offer them a little bit of a price break, but then make them buy with me, like use a buyer rep agreement to make them buy with me? I mean, we were talking like probably a $35,000 payday for this agent if they would have just been willing to do that. But they literally came out and said, I've never thought about it, but I don't think my broker would allow me to do that. And it blew my mind that somebody would prevent their agent from doing that, and also that agent never just bothered to think about doing that. So much of what we do is just listening to the public, thinking outside the box. Ask yourself, what would an entrepreneur do? I mean, the great entrepreneurs of our day, whether you like them or not, when you're talking about the Steve Jobs and Elon Musk and Zuckerbergs and all those guys, don't fool yourself for one second to think that if they got in the real estate industry, they would be doing the same thing as every big box brokerage out there. They wouldn't. They would do something radical and different and off the wall. And that's what we're trying to do. We're literally trying to set ourselves apart and be disruptive and be different. Okay? Please don't fall into those traps. Be willing to think outside the box. Be willing to think about your long term. Agents are very famous for valuing themselves on the size of the check that they have coming today, but very few agents forecast and look out in the future and say, where will I be if I just foster great relationships by saving people some money and doing a good job? Where will I be in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years? That's how you need to think. Think like a business owner, okay? Don't think like what's happening to me today and tomorrow. Think about next year. Think about 5 years. That sort of forward thinking is what makes our top producers stand out.